there's a live look at the Oregon coast. Pretty view from Lincoln City there at our Inn at Spanish Head Resort Hotel camera. Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Encouraging our children's strengths is so important in helping them become confident and capable adults. So here with tips to help young learners harness their potential, we welcome motivational speaker and award-winning author of the new children's book, Jax Finds His Talent, Tammy Stuhr. Welcome, Tammy. Great to meet you.
Thanks for having me here, Hannah. I'm loving the Pacific Northwest.
I'm so glad. So tell me about Jax, because you have a real-life pup named Jax, who is the inspiration of this series.
Jax is the inspiration. So Jax can kind of be a naughty puppy some days.
Okay, I have one of those too.
Do you? And he would like jump 6-foot walls, chew up the family Bible, and it created all these stories. And my family's like, you have to write books about this Jax.
Yeah.
Like, he had such a character. And then I lost my mother-in-law. And all of a sudden, these funny stories turned to my first book, Jax Dreams of Heaven. And so Jax inspires me all of the time.
Yeah.
We're practicing some school visits. We've done a career fair together. But yeah, he is a loving, loving dog who also has quite the personality.
Absolutely. So tell me about Jax Finds His Talent and you wanting to tackle that topic of reaching out to kids about their own talents.
Yeah, so in Jax Finds His Talent, he goes to see his cousins and tries out all their talents, and ends up just utterly failing as school therapy dog, diving for ducks, chasing cattle. Like, he just fails.
Big time dog talents, yeah.
And of course, like with all of us, when we have all those failures, sometimes we start questioning who we are, why we're doing this, or do we even have anything about us that's special? And Jax finds out he does have something about him that's special, and that's what I want kids to know. I actually want every second grader, my dream is to have every second grader in the nation have the book, because what happened, I tried to substitute teach 2 afternoons a month to keep in touch with kids reading.
Yeah.
And all the second graders can name talent, 100%. But then in the last year, when I asked 4th through 12th graders at career fairs, school assemblies, what their talent is, only 20% could. So there's something happening between second grade and when they get into the upper grades. And so I want them to name and claim their talent. So when I go into the classroom, we name and claim those talents. We do a high five line, and we go through it, and we celebrate their talents. And that's what I love about what Jax Finds His Talent inspires.
Yeah, it's surprising to hear that kids that young are already sort of doing that comparison game or not really thinking about their maximum potential. They're probably finding ways to sort of minimize their own internal talents. So you have some tools to help develop the talents in every kid?
Absolutely. So the first one is name it.
Okay.
Because if we name it, then we can have a conversation with them about it as their cheerleader, which is the second part. Let's be their cheerleader. So my grandson was out catching lightning bugs. I don't know if you have lightning bugs here.
We don't have them here, but yeah. That sounds awesome.
And I'm like, McCoy, you're a great lightning bug hunter. You have such a talent. He's like, what's a talent? So we got to have that discussion,
There you go, yeah.
And so from there, then we introduce them into a community of like talented people so they can learn from each other.
Sure.
And then, of course, we want them to have a mentor that doesn't help them even grow that talent, the one that it becomes their spark in life. And then the most important part, Hannah, that I think needs to happen is they need to give it back to their community.
Okay.
And so when we find ways to give back, and you're like, so many talents, we think of like a basketball player or a musician. Even if you're a basketball player, you can go into the assisted living homes and teach different dribbling techniques and entertain people, as well as almost anything. Maybe you're a makeup artist and that's what you love to do. So you go in and you do some makeovers for residents or something like that. And the most important part is children's self-worth and our self-worth goes up exponentially when we give. So if we get something, our self-worth goes up for about 2 hours, but when we give, it goes up for 2 weeks.
Sure.
And now take our talent that we're feeling good about and we're giving, imagine how much everybody feels better about themselves, and then we spread that joy to others.
Just multiply the whole thing. Have you been able to share Jax Finds His Talent with many kiddos yet, and what's their response been?
So it's only been out for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And the talent, it has been wonderful.
Yeah.
They have been very excited about it. They go back and they revisit certain pages as they're looking up their talents. And of course now I'm getting all the social media feedback as people are getting their books and have ordered them.
That's so fun. How can kids connect with, I guess, their inner self when they're not even sure, I guess, what that concept means as we're talking about it, right? How do you help them tap into, what do I know I'm good at? What do I feel good when I'm doing it?
So when we see a young person that is doing something, whether it's our own children or grandchildren, whoever it may be, the first thing we want to do is acknowledge that something great is happening inside, ask them how they feel about it, and then we want them to claim it. So it might be like, oh, I'm a really good broadcaster, or I'm a really good writer.
Yeah.
And so we help them do that. And we start with those I am statements. And you'll notice on the back of the book, Jack Canfield is one of my testimonials, and from Chicken Soup for the Soul. And he's all about the I am statements and doing the positive affirmations in the morning and at night. So just starting with that I am, writing it down somewhere if they can read, or drawing a picture for a young one as they're brushing their teeth. And then they can start before they even brush their teeth and be like, I am beautiful, I am talented. And just start with that and then help them add to that list. So they're always saying that before or after they brush their teeth.
And kids are going to find different things. They're going to change their minds and find new adventures. But if they have that positive affirmation, that foundation to work on, then they can follow all of their dreams as they grow older too.
Absolutely. And there's some research out there that says between the age, about by the age of 8, most of them have identified some very core talents in their life.
Wow, that's incredible.
And so if we can find those and carry those through, that is going to be really important. Now it might change how they share that talent. But that core talent, like mine, was teaching. And so I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. But if you go back and you look at me lining up my dolls and my stuffed animals and reading to them, obviously I wasn't going to be a teacher, right? So there's different ways that we all express our talents, but we definitely want to identify them early on and then keep exploring new ways for new talents that we don't even know we have. Because I didn't know I could write until I was 50 years old.
And here we are now. How awesome is that?
2 books later.
That is so cool. Hey, thank you so much for coming and visiting with us. The book is just adorable, and thank you for all the advice as well.
Absolutely.
I'm going to think about it with my 7-year-old who tells me he's going to be an NBA player someday. We'll see how that works out. Tammy's book again is Jax Finds His Talent. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com.